New York was interesting. Democrats banked their entire strategy on taking back the majority through New York and California because over the last two cycles, Republicans flipped 10 seats, and that's what gave them the majority. And so Democrats figured if they went all in on New York and California, they'd get back to the majority. They spent $250 million in New York, and they were able to flip 3 seats, 2 of which were very tight. Mark Molinaro and Anthony D'Esposito ran great campaigns, but came up just short. But as you just pointed out on Long Island, Nick LaLota absolutely crushed John Avlon by double digits. So there was, and in my race, I beat Mondaire Jones by 7 points, or about 25,000 votes, in a district that has 85,000 more Democrats than Republicans.
Wow.
We saw Donald Trump make significant movement in New York. Nearly every county shifted rightward. In my home county of Rockland County, for instance, he improved by 14 points. He had election districts where he won 100% of the vote in the Orthodox Jewish community. So he made significant improvement. We saw that in the Bronx. We saw it in other parts of New York City. I think the problem in New York for Democrats is very simple. They control everything. They own it. We've seen a migrant crisis. We've seen a crime crisis. We've seen an affordability crisis. People cannot afford to live in New York. We lead the nation in out-migration for a reason. We have the highest tax burden. You see Wall Street and big banks leaving New York. They're going to Palm Beach. They're going to Salt Lake City. They're going to Dallas. It's a big problem in New York. And frankly, Kathy Hochul is one of the most incompetent governors in the country. And yes, they ran a better, more coordinated campaign than they did 2 years ago, certainly. But they spent $250 million, and in the process, lost the majority because they didn't pay attention to the other districts.
And for those that were wondering when the campaign for New York's governorship would begin, the official time, 7:48 and 32 seconds. Willie? Exactly.
Congressman, you walked into that one. Do you have your eye on that job down the road?
Look, we're going to look at it for sure. I think it's clear
I'm going to look at eating again sometime, but go ahead.
It's clear that one-party rule in New York hasn't worked, and there needs to be more balance and common sense. I've won 3 times now in 2-to-1 Democratic districts. This district that I just won re-election to, Joe Biden won by 10 points just 4 years ago. Donald Trump is going to come within half a point of winning the seat, of winning that district. So, there's definitely been a rightward shift in New York, and I think it really boils down to issues. Whether you're a Republican or a Democrat doesn't really matter. Most people just want a good-paying job to provide for their families, a quality education for their children, access to housing and health care, and they want to live in safe neighborhoods. And here you have Kathy Hochul bringing back congestion pricing, which is nothing more than a scam. It's a commuter tax, 1 week after the election, charging the average New Yorker $2,500 just to commute to work. Meanwhile, providing illegal immigrants with billions of dollars worth of free housing, health care, clothing, education, and food. But yet charging the average New Yorker to commute to work. This is the stuff that drives people crazy in New York. And I do think there's an opportunity in 2026, and so we'll take a look at it.